The tyrant's end was swift. After a lifetime of lies and decades of division, the people, weary of tyranny, yearned for freedom and rose together to claim it, placing the crown upon the head of a wise king who shared their vision. The wise king rebuilt the lands and people, returning truth to the kingdom and sowing the seeds for centuries of promise and prosperity. But fairness was no easy weapon. Compromise tested alliances, and justice carried the weight of its own enemies. Yet, the wise king pressed on, forging peace from discord and sowing trust from suspicion. As his final breath left him, he rested well, knowing his son, the loyal general, would defend the dream and protect the people. The second king took the throne with steel in his gaze and the weight of his father's dream in his heart. While his father had wielded wisdom, the second king forged unity through honor, meeting the people's growing desire for security and leadership. Strength, he believed, was the only shield against tyranny, and honor was the glue to hold it together. For 50 years, he fortified borders, quelled dissent, and secured resources to feed 1,000 generations. As his reign drew to a close, he handed over a well-fortified land, confident in the stability he had created. Under the third king's rule, the kingdom shimmered with gold and prosperity, its wealth flowing like rivers into the treasury. He saw little use for swords, believing that power now lay in trade routes, investments, and alliances, not battlefields. Yet, as coins clinked louder than voices, the fabric of the kingdom began to fray. Though the people lived longer and ate better, whispers of discontent grew louder. They began to see the chains gilded by prosperity. His policies made the kingdom richer than ever, but to whose gain? Now on his deathbed, staring at the gilded cherubs high above his bed, he saw the thin foil for the hollowed wooden shell it was. With his final breath, he prayed his people would find their voice. The fourth king burst onto the stage with stirring charisma and near-universal applause. His reign began with promises of a new era founded in freedom, one that gave power back to the people. The workers, long silenced, now roared with new power, their collective demands shaking the kingdom to its core. Sweeping reforms redistributed wealth and reshaped the kingdom into an egalitarian oasis. But unity unraveled as every voice clamored to be heard. The people, once aligned through hope, now stood divided by ambition. As freedom grew, so did chaos. As his reign eventually bent to the people's whims, it also ignored the storms forming on the horizon. As his life waned, the fourth king trusted the future to the people, even as doubt gnawed at him. But that trust would be misplaced. From the moment he placed the crown on his head, the fifth king uttered only one word, not even a word, a letter, over and over and over again. It would be his only desire and his greatest command. I want, I need, I deserve, I should have, I will have, I have. No matter the question, no matter the challenge, the only answer was I. More wealth? Number more power for I. Justice? Number more power for I. Honor? Freedom? Number I. Over and over, decade after decade, 50 years of silencing every opposing voice until there was no kingdom, only a collection of millions of disconnected, scared, and increasingly silent eyes. All alone and in the shadows, quiet, powerless, I. On his final night, the fifth king rested better, sounder, and deeper than any king before him, for he was, without challenge, the strongest in the land, or so he thought. So intoxicated had he become with the power of I that he forgot the sweeping force his great-great-grandfather wielded, 250 years ago. The power of we, as the fifth king sank deeper into his obsession with I, the people began to remember the strength of we. Quietly, in hidden corners, they whispered of rebellion and unity. Only when the people saw that no savior would rise did they awaken to their collective strength. Together, they rose, reclaiming their freedom and building a kingdom founded not on the power of one, but on the unity of many. The tyrant's end was swift.